Hello and a very warm welcome. Your Australian race reaction, an absolute classic. Where on earth do I start with this race? Wow. What a way to start the season. Round one, an absolute cracker. It was an early start. I've just re-woken up and we're going to react to the race. Lando Norris, it was written in the stars that he would bottle this race. Domination. Max, second. George Russell third, so consistent. Antonelli shines. Albon, superb. Heartbreak for Tsunoda and Gasly, and a lot of rookies making mistakes. Let's jump in to the Australia race reaction. So it was an early start, and to my surprise, the FIA and stewards actually let us go racing, which usually when it rains they panic like shit and we have to follow the safety car. But we got on the formation lap and heartbreak for Isaac Hadjar. A big rookie mistake. He didn't even make it round 3 corners. Comes out the second corner into the barrier, and that delayed the start of the race. Absolute heartbreak. He didn't take his helmet off. He must have been crying inside that helmet. He did superb in qualifying, I thought, but heartbreak. And he was consoled in the paddock by Lewis Hamilton's dad. Hopefully he will learn from that. And then we got underway and Jack Doohan, a man under pressure. Colapinto. He's put it in the wall. It's just giving Alpine an excuse to get rid of him. The white lines were brutal, but the rookies should know this. Obviously Albert Park is it's a public road when F1's not on. Then, to my surprise, Carlos Sainz, an experienced man, out the last corner, drops it. He said he got a lot of torque, but Carlos Sainz, not good enough. Kimi Antonelli went for a 360 spin, and Max made a rare error and gifted Piastri P2. Max was then nowhere, 15 seconds off the lead. McLaren 1-2. And then came the bullshit. Team orders on race 1. You orange wankers, McLaren. I'm calling you out. You're an absolute joke for implying team orders. And then Piastri made a mistake. And then, you can race now. Oh, can we? When I'm 2 seconds behind? You tossers, McLaren. Absolute tossers. And then Fernando Alonso, a rare mistake, brought out another safety car. Bortoleto received a 5-second penalty for an unsafe release. Then teams went to dry tyres. And then it started to rain. And that's where the chaos came. Lando Norris through the gravel. Oscar Piastri then spun. Got stuck on the grass. Oh, that was heartbreak. Then drivers were staying out. Lando went straight to Inters. The likes of Yuki and Gasly stayed out. Heartbreak for them. Lawson and Bortoleto both crashed individually. Kimi Antonelli received 5 seconds and he finished 5th on the road, but that penalty has now been revoked and he's back to 4th. And Charles Leclerc, wow, what an overtake on Lewis Hamilton round the outside into turn 1. Mugs his 7-time world champion teammate. So yeah, race rating, I'll give it 9 out of 10. People will say it's a 10. There was too much crashes. It wasn't a 10 out of 10. Star of the race for me, Kimi Antonelli. Brilliant. 16th to 4th. And a rookie. He shone when others didn't. So let's run down the order. Lando Norris, P1. It was written in the stars for Lando Norris to choke. An annual choke by Lando Norris. We know he's got that bottle in nature. But he stood up today. It was a dominant display. Even at the end, under pressure by Max, who, when Max is behind you, it's like Senna, Schumacher, Lewis in your mirrors. Absolutely brilliant, Lando Norris. Didn't put a foot wrong all weekend. Pole position, race win, led every single lap. A dominant display to start the season. P2, Max. Sensational, really. No way should he be P2. Again, he's literally in DRS for the win. He made that mistake with the brakes, let Piastri through, stayed out on the dry tyres. The safety car helped him to get back into play. But P2 is like a win for Max. Third, George Russell, very consistent weekend. Didn't put a foot wrong, apart from that little spin where he touched the white line. But yeah, Mercedes, massive points for them. Fourth, Kimi Antonelli, 16th to 4th. He had a 360 spin. Brilliant, Kimi Antonelli, brilliant. As a rookie, he stood up and, yeah, brilliant. What more can you say? As a debut race, that couldn't have gone much better for Antonelli. I mean, he's finished 4th. Tricky, wet conditions. This is a guy who's not really drove in the wet. Brilliant, Antonelli. 5th, Alex Albon. Wow. Fair play, Alex Albon. When he does good, we've got to sit here and praise him. That's outstanding by Alex Albon. Carlos Sainz, Carlos Sainz, Carlos Sainz. Well, he shut up the critics about Carlos Sainz is going to smash his ass this weekend. Is that going to be a consistent thing? Brilliant, Alex Albon. That Williams looked good in testing. It's looked good. And Albon smashed Sainz to bits this weekend. Brilliant, Alex Albon. Brilliant. 6, Lance Stroll. Everyone again will hammer Lance Stroll. Lance Stroll is a good driver in the wet. I mean, lots of people, big experienced men, are making mistakes today. Lance Stroll has kept it out the wall and has scored some decent points there. Finished 6th. Brilliant, Lance Stroll. Like I say, every driver is going to get called out on this channel if they do wrong, but when they do well, you got to give them praise. 7th, Nico Hulkenberg. The bed sheets are ready, the Hulk. Anytime, any place, anywhere. The Hulk has scored more points for Sauber in one race than they did in the whole of 2024. Nico Hulkenberg, you sexy German bastard. You tall, lanky, beautiful haired specimen. Just give me a call. That's all I'm going to say. 8th, Charles Leclerc. Ferrari, 8th and 10th. 8th and 10th behind a Williams, an Aston Martin and a Sauber. Horror weekend for Scuderia Ferrari. Charles Leclerc had a spin. He also put one of the best moves of the race around the outside of his teammate, Lewis Hamilton. 9th, Oscar Piastri. Choked it. Absolute choke by Oscar Piastri. The win was there. The bullshit team orders. Yeah. Then he made the mistake, and then it started to really rain on dry tyres. Both McLarens through the gravel trap, and then Oscar just off on that AstroTurf stuff. Heartbreak. P9. Yeah, and he should have. He was there for the win. 10th, Lewis Hamilton on debut. Just Ferrari. That's embarrassing. Embarrassing to be behind, like I say, a Williams, an Aston, a Sauber. Shit, Ferrari. Absolute shit. Lewis, there's a problem with the engineer, isn't there? The engineer's like got no emotion. Lewis is like, oh, please leave me to it, man. He swore on the radio as well. Interesting to see what happens regarding that with the swearing ban. 11th, Gasly. Now we're getting into Gasly and Yuki. It's heartbreak. It's heartbreak. You know, it's like a dog being put down. You know, it's like, it's just heartbreak. It's not right, you know. Gasly consistently running 9th the whole race, and he ends up out the points in 11th. He did make a mistake into turn 1. It's heartbreak. But the biggest heartbreak of them all comes 12th. Yuki Tsunoda. A fantastic weekend as he qualified 5th. In the race, running 6th consistently. Albon, he pulled away from him. You know, Yuki should be having a great result today. We should be praising Yuki. He should be getting 10 on driver ratings. But instead, I don't know whose call it was. I tried to watch an interview, but they've not been released yet. Whose call was it to stay out on the drives because it was the wrong call? Was it Yuki's call? Was it the team's call? He just deserves more. To finish P12, wow. And Racing Bulls pick up 0 points as a team. Yeah, he just deserved more. I mean, it's heartbreak. It's like, you know, well. 13th, Esteban Ocon. Haas, nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. But Ocon, no mistakes this weekend. He did a solid job. Yeah. 14th and last, Ollie Behrman. An absolute shit weekend. Fair play, he did 57 laps without pulling it in the wall, but that is a shit weekend for Ollie Behrman. I'm not hearing any excuses. Oh, he's going to get some favouritism because he's English. No, he's not. No, he is not. Let's jump into the DNFs. Hadja out on the formation lap. That was really bad. You could tell he was emotional. Didn't take his helmet off. Consoled by Lewis Hamilton's dad. Carlos Sainz, a big experienced man, drops it in the last corner. Jack Doohan dropped it early on. Fernando Alonso dropped it. Wow. One of the most experienced guys drops it on Inters, and then the whole field puts dries on. It was mad. Lesbian Lawson drops it, turn 2, same place as Hadjar, and Bortoletto dropped it pretty much near the end of the lap. But yeah, he had a great weekend. So there we have it, race 1 down. That was an absolute classic. Nostalgic to be back at Australia, waking up at 4 o'clock. It's nostalgic. That was a classic. It was an absolute classic. It was chaos. It was manic. Yeah, and Lando stood up. Lando has landed. Max to be P2 is like a win. And Russell, really consistent. Kimi Antonelli, my driver of the day. Yeah. Join me tomorrow for driver ratings. Drivers will be getting torn an arsehole, as usual. Yeah. I really enjoyed that race. It was worth getting up for. It was a slow burner at first, but brilliant. Adios.